Oh, yucky. Oh boy, what a way to end what was a really great game at the start. The Detroit Red Wings just played off against the Ottawa Senators, and they ended up losing. They lost 4-3 in overtime after holding a 2-0 lead for most of the game. And I think a lot of Red Wings fans who are going to be watching this video right when it comes out may or may not still be a little bit ticked off at the overtime goal. Let's do some in media res here and skip over to the end, just talk about the final goal of the game before we get into all the things that led up to this goal, talk about Marco Kasper, talk about everybody else, because the Red Wings lose in overtime to a goal scored by Noah Gregor. Pretty quickly into overtime, actually. This goal was pretty notable because Gregor, before shooting and scoring the goal, is right up there in the goal mouth. He ends up getting a light tap on his back from Dylan Larkin, and as Gregor is taking the shot, trying to put the puck in the net, he ends up falling into Alex Lyon. And the initial shot attempt that Gregor had actually ended up pushing Lyon's pad a little bit backwards, and then the puck ended up crossing the goal line, and immediately it was overturned. A lot of Wings fans were kind of upset about this. Hey, our guy just got shoved into. How can Alex Lyon make a save when Noah Gregor is right there falling on him? And I think Mickey Redmond actually made the most interesting point during the broadcast, because he was talking about how, with the contact to the goalie's pad and the contact to the puck, he thought it was a good goal. And the referees ended up reviewing it, and ultimately that is the conclusion that was made. The refs ended up saying in the broadcast there that they wanted to review whether or not there was a secondary touch on the puck. After Noah Gregor fell onto Alex Lyon, they were determining whether or not the puck was already going to go in, or whether or not Alex Lyon's pad was pushed in a way that would prohibit him from making the save, and ultimately they deemed it wasn't a formidable play. It was a good goal. Honestly, upon first glance, I thought that it wasn't going to be a goal, because just looking at the guy who fell onto the goalie, I mean, you could understand why there would be some contention there. But upon video review, it did seem like the puck was already going in from the initial Noah Gregor swipe at it, and I don't think any contact that was made with Lyon after he shot the puck would have prohibited him from making the save. It was just kind of unlucky and a really unfortunate way to time everything. Plus, the video replay showed a lot more detail as to how the puck crossed the line inevitably. So, that's the 4-3 goal. It's not a good one. You don't want to see your goaltender get crushed and having him be, like, in the splits while he's got a full-grown man on top of him. That's the 4-3 goal, though, and it's the ultimate winner here for the Ottawa Senators. I also wanted to say, too, I do appreciate how this game wasn't too physical compared to what we have seen out of other Ottawa Senators games in the preseason. Now, I get it. You could say, wait a minute, what are you talking about? Like, Austin Watson, Jan Yannick, there was an instigator there, there was a misconduct, Zach McEwen also got involved there, and then there were cross-checking penalties. Cole Reinhardt was going hard against Simon Edvinsson. Like, what are you talking about? Like, but I think for me personally, because I'm a Montreal Canadiens fan and I've been seeing everybody getting kicked out of games and getting thrown with fights and a lot of big hits here and there, maybe I'm a little bit more wary about that stuff. But it seems like this Sens and Red Wings game was not as physical. You didn't see too many guys going out there and getting hurt with knee-on-knee collisions and falling to the ice and having them removed for 6 to 7 months on the roster because they needed to get surgery. At least, hopefully not. Right? So, the biggest story for this game, especially after the first, 10 minutes or so of game time, was none other than Marco Kasper, who kicked off this game with 2 goals in the span of 8:32. It was a beautiful start for the young Detroit Red Wing, who is fighting as hard as he can to make the team out of the preseason. The first goal he scored was so quick. It was just a minute and a half in. Marco Kasper capitalizes on the Senators not being able to corral the puck at their own blue line. It's poked free by Tyler Mott. Absolutely love that guy. Great elite play by Tyler Mott to center it out for Kasper, who walks right in, heads over to the forehand, and goes far side on Anton Forsberg. That's a quick, easy, breezy, beautiful goal scored by Marco Kasper, and it's one of these plays where it's like you see the activation in the guy. There's a quick moment before he receives the puck where you just realize, oh yeah, he's got it and he's going. He's in, boys. And then he scores. Beautiful showcase right there. Give it just 7 minutes, and the Red Wings get on the board once again. Excuse me, Marco Kasper gets on the board once again. The puck is dropped back over to the goaltender. He sends it over to Olli Mata. Mata up to Michael Branstad-Nygård, who centers it over for Kasper. Kasper has a lane to come right in, right through into the offensive zone. And at the perimeter of the faceoff circle, he does a little toe drag, shoots it, and then he goes short side. Beautiful goal there, beating Anton Forsberg, going post and in. That is something that I don't really think that many people expected out of Marco Kasper. Pinpoint accurate snipes on the rush, beating goaltender's low blocker? Yeah, no, that's great. Sign me up for that more and more. And the best part about this Kasper thing is, he actually had a breakaway just a few minutes after that. He ended up coming in on goal and he got stopped by the pad of Anton Forsberg. But if he had scored that final marker, imagine that, eh? Imagine if he had scored a natural hat trick in the first period to go up 3-0 against the Ottawa Senators. Marco Kasper has done everything he needs to have the Red Wings instill enough confidence in him to make this team. If he doesn't make the team, it's strictly just going to be because it's better for the team organizationally to keep the guys that they have at the NHL level and they don't want to make any trades to move guys out. They would rather have Marco Kasper, who is already so good, playing in the AHL once again, so that they don't have to make a trade. They don't have to send away a Veleno. They don't have to send away a Cop or something. They can just have everything the way it is, chill out, and have this guy developing in the AHL once more. If Stevie Y wanted to take the easy route, that's right there for you. But man, Wings fans are going to be banding together over the next few days here to really clamor for Marco Kasper's name. He has been so good, and he could have had a hat trick. He had a really good chance towards the end of regulation, too, wrapping the puck out in front. This guy could have had 4 goals in this game, honestly. However, the goals stick around in the 2-0 range for most of the game, actually. The first period ends, it's 2-0. The second period ends, it's still 2-0. And then the third period comes around, and this is where the Senators come alive. First, it's Adam Gaudette at the halfway mark of the third to bring the game within 1. A really great shot there for the former Vancouver Canuck. He bounces on a rebound that got caught out into the slot. Unfortunate play there for the Red Wing out in front. I believe it actually was Marco Kasper who couldn't get to the puck first, and Adam Gaudette beats him to it, scores the goal, 2-1 game. Vladimir Tarasenko then scored just a little bit after that to bring the 2-goal lead back in for Detroit. He comes in right on goal, left side, shoots it off the glove and in. Beautiful goal there scored by Tarasenko against his former team. And then the Senators came back. There was a Noah Gregor power play goal, and then a Donovan Sebrango goal. So talking about the first one here, Noah Gregor gets his first of 2. It's on the man advantage. It's a really nice play where he's right out in front. He's the garbage man. He actually blocks the initial shot and then puts the rebound in. So a very Noah Gregor-esque goal. And then the next goal that was scored just a few minutes later to give the tie back to Ottawa, it's Donovan Sebrango. Yeah, former Detroit Red Wing who was sent over to Ottawa in the Alex DeBrincat trade, who ends up loading up for a shot whilst Matthew Highmore is screening the goaltender Alex Lyon. Sebrango with a really nice goal there. I'm still skeptical in his NHL projectability long term, but for a former Red Wing to go out there and give the Red Wings some of their own medicine, I mean, that's a nice story, right? It's 3-3 after this, and then we talked about the overtime already. At the end of the day, though, this game was one that I think a lot of Wings fans are going to be stapling in their memories as the game maybe where Marco Kasper won his spot. Really. I think all extra goals aside, all choked leads aside, all Noah Gregor goaltender interference non-calls aside, this is going to be a game memorable for what it did to Marco Kasper and his NHL career in 2024-2025. If this guy makes the team, which he very well could at this point, it's going to be because he almost had 4 goals, and he did score 2 of them in this game against the Sens. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the Red Wings and the Senators. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.